And we've made it to Dorney Lake to, like I said yesterday, paddle around in the pairs. Now we're going bow stroked instead of stroke stroked for the rest of the matrix, which will start tomorrow. Absolutely fantastic. And like I said yesterday, or the day before, the differences for me rowing bow and rowing stroke are quite vast. Robson, what do you prefer? Bow or stroke?
Depends who I'm rowing with. If I'm rowing with you, doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
We're amazing either way. It means I've got to steer though in the bow seat. So
all the steering has been all in the bow seat, so it makes it a little bit easier switching around.
It's just so it's consistent.
It's consistent,
as well.
yeah.
Because if we were busy like swapping foot plates,
Yeah,
every
that'd be a
time,
big hassle. But also which can make a difference in the matrix itself. If you're not so good at steering, it can be an issue. Like clipping a buoy could be a second, 2 seconds.
Yeah, I had a run yesterday that,
Oh no. Which can make a huge difference to your entire matrix, not just that run. But being on the course, it makes it a little bit easier to steer rather than on a river with the stream pushing you around and the bendy course. So having the straight line and the buoys or the buoys to almost bounce off of, or at least keep a track of where you are really accurately, makes it that little bit easier to improve the consistency. But now we're going to get changed and then get on the water and paddle. Oh yeah! So now we have switched the boats around, we've switched the riggers around as well. So now the bowmen still stay with their boats, but since I'm no longer in the bow, I will be switching around during the races. So the recovery will be impacted, as we'll have to make sure that the feet and the boat is measured up and sorted for me. But now let's get on the water. paddling around. Now it's time to make some food because now food is fuel. And we've made it off the water post being on the water, and now it's time to go fuel up, because remember, food is fuel, and we're going to get some breakfast with the lads, hopefully. Ed, how was your paddling today? So you switched from bow to stroke also?
Different. I'm not really very used to being in the stroke seat of a pair.
What's your preference?
Probably the bow seat, because I've spent so much time there, and also it's a bit more silky and you don't have to really work very hard. And in the stroke seat you have to sort of just put as much down as you can.
And hope for the best.
And hope for the best, exactly.
Fingers crossed. So now we're going to get some food, because remember, food is fuel. So let's get to it. And we've finished fueling up after fueling up, because remember, food is fuel. And as Albert the Bear, and after every session, we have to fuel up to make sure we are continually recovering and replenishing the fuel that we use when we are training. But now it's time to head back to the club. So let's get to it. And we've made it back to the club to fuel up once more, because remember, food is fuel and we need lots of it, especially as we are trying to recover after some tiring days racing with lots of flat out efforts. And as I spoke about yesterday with the tips in the racing, recovery after the racing and between racing is very, very important. So we're going to continue that today by making sure we have enough fuel, because remember, food is fuel. So we're going to eat up and then have a nice chilled out afternoon before we get back tomorrow to get some more flat out efforts in, but this time in the stroke seat. Oh, yeah. And we've made it outside of the club post fueling up for the end of the video today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Filming a little bit more, just having a little bit of fun as we're on not a rest day, but more of a recovery day compared to the days when we're doing the testing, because there's no flat out pieces until tomorrow, where, like I said, we're going ahead to do the bow side stroked part of the matrix. So I don't know the results, unfortunately, from the stroke side stroked part of the matrix, because the coaches haven't given us results. They want us to go through the whole of the testing before we get the results, and then once the testing is done, which I think should be after tomorrow, we'll get the results. So I'll get the results tomorrow, or get the results on today's Thursday, so we might get the results on Saturday morning when we're training. But it's going to be really good, like I said, before the testing even started, to get a ranking with everybody. For me as well, not just a ranking of where I am compared to people, but also how I am in the bow seat versus the stroke seat, because like I've been saying, I feel a drastic difference in my ability and my confidence in the bow seat versus the stroke seat, or am I more confident in the stroke seat? But does that mean that I can make the boats go faster, or is it just me being a bit more comfortable? Yet to be determined, and the results should hopefully kind of demonstrate that for me and for everyone really, and for everyone really doing the testing today. But now for the rest of the day, like I said, just going to chill out, relax, make sure I'm getting all the fuel in, making sure I'm moving but not moving too much, to not make sure I'm not spending too much energy. But that will be it for today's episode, Yam Squad. Again, hopefully you've enjoyed it, and as always, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and I'll see you tomorrow, probably after the testing. Oh yeah.